Okay, welcome to the stream today. My name's Milo and I'm here to play a game for your amusement. Today I've picked the 1991 Mega Drive game by Wolf Team, Viento. So there's quite a bit of plot in this game, so we're going to go through the intro cutscene here. Tornado is approaching with its huge funnel upright in order to create a dreadful world. Bit of English here. The powerful tornado El Viento has just started its activities. Right, so the game is named after this mysterious tornado, although it's tied into, some of the main characters here. Don't know how much this is going to go into them, but there's pretty extensive biographies in the game's manual. Oh, New York. In 1928, in New York, the skyscrapers are about to be overwhelmed by the force of an evil dark world power. That's my New York accent, how is it? The fanatic believers who worship the devilish lord from the outer world, Hastur, are planning a ceremony summoning their lord. Yeah, so there's this cult who worships the evil god Hastur, and they built the Empire State Building as a sort of shrine to summon him. Founder of the religion, Henry, is plotting the destruction of mankind by summoning Hastur. Restiana, a young woman who was given power by Hastur. Yeah, she's apparently a distant descendant, however that works out. Vincent DeMarco, kingpin of the mafia group, pulls strings in a conspiracy with the religious group for the summoning of Hastur. And there it is under construction. Pretty cool to set it in. This is in 1928. Yeah, we established that. An evil lord is descending on the Empire State Building, a towering structure, the landmark in New York. Even though it's not even finished yet. A young girl comes to smash their terrible ambition. Oh, okay. I didn't realize her outfit looked quite like that, but let's go with it. Annette is destined to confront the religious group despite her accursed blood relation with Hastur. So just like Restiana, she's quote-unquote distantly related to Hastur. I'll explain more about that in a minute. Here's Restiana. Why do you stand in our way, Annette? Aren't we of the same blood as Lord Hastur? You're supposed to be on our side. Nice. Because you and I are human beings. Yeah, it's so anime, isn't it? Fierce battles have just begun in this evil-infested New York. So yeah, Annette uses batarangs. That's her main. Okay, given with the Cthulhu mythos knowledge here. Hastur is from the King in Yellow. I looked up a little bit about him earlier. Hastur was first mentioned in an Ambrose Bierce short story, but there's this sort of shared universe of like old fantasy and horror writers that they kind of borrowed each other's characters and concepts a lot, which is pretty cool. Yep, this is pretty standard for a Mega Drive game. You get the control changing and get music sound test. Yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so this is Annette. Annette Myers, apparently. I don't know where she got her last name from because she was raised in Peru, and 2 years before this game she was found by a guy called Ernest Evans, who is an Indiana Jones ripoff. Wow, that explosion is something else. And he stopped the Hastur cult from summoning Hastur at that time. And this is all sort of an event that is described in the manual, but it's not really part of any game or anything, even though this is part of a greater series. So 2 years ago, he stopped them from summoning Hastur, and as a result, Annette somehow contained the power of Hastur within her body, which she's able to do because of her relation, in the way that people can be related to gods somehow. Oh, people are just throwing flower pots at me out of windows? Oh, and axes? What is that guy doing? Why are stairs so hard to use? Okay, he's throwing chairs. More chairs. Oh, I'll throw something else. Yeah, there we go. A flower pot. I think that was an axe. I don't know. How strange. Okay, so we gotta watch out for the gangsters, who are part of Vincent DeMarco's gang and working with the cultists to summon Hastur because they paid him. Now in the Japanese version, Vincent DeMarco is actually Al Capone, the Al Capone. They removed that reference from the English release. I think, yeah, this was just released in America. It was going to be released in Europe, but it never made it. Oh, that's not the way. We don't just go left to right in this game. We gotta climb buildings and stuff. So because Annette what was that? A Winnie the Pooh? And a jar of honey? What's going on? Yeah, because Annette has contained the power of Hastur within her, she can use magic, so I have this fireball spell. I presume, considering the open squares there, that I'll learn other spells as I go on, but we'll see. What do I do now? Maybe I shouldn't have fallen down here to jump from rooftop to rooftop, maybe? Anyway, welcome to the chat, Gibbon. He's giving us a good lore dump about Hastur and the borrowing of concepts. Oh man. Now what do I do? Okay, I can't go up. I have to go back this way. There is no other option. So Gibbon says, Chambers borrowed some stuff from Bierce when writing The King in Yellow. Yeah, so there's this thing where like a lot of Cthulhu mythos stuff is like attributed to Lovecraft because he started it, but many other authors contributed to it. In fact, some people think that the later contributors kind of messed up what Lovecraft was really trying to say, and yeah, that was definitely Winnie the Pooh. So Derleth, August Derleth is one of these people that Gibbon mentions. He rather pompously decided, says Gibbon, that he had more right to Lovecraft's body of work than any of his actual friends, and decided that The King in Yellow obviously needed to be folded into the Cthulhu stuff, even though they're not really related. Yeah, so Hastur wasn't really much of anything originally. In Ambrose Bierce's, I forget what was the name of the work that he was originally featured in, but he was a sort of more benevolent god of shepherds. Okay, so that's a door, and I can go indoors. I figured it out now. Okay, cool. But yeah, in this later stuff, he turned into an eldritch abomination, like everything does. Probably thanks to this August Derleth guy, I suppose. So yeah, thanks for clearing that up for me. So we've got gangsters in the background here, but I can't attack the background. This is Planella. Oh, yes I can. Whoa, man! Yeah, so one of the main features of this game that I heard of, thanks to Hardcore Gaming 101's Top 47,858 Games of All Time podcast, is, yeah, the gigantic explosions that are ridiculous. And they were trying to, like, be quote-unquote graphically impressive using the Mega Drive, what the Mega Drive was capable of. But it looks a little silly. Oh, okay. So I was killed. What does that mean exactly? Oh, it means I have to start again. Oh, I have 3 continues. Okay, well, let's use them well. With save states. Oh. What? Okay, so continue, let me keep my health, but it started me from the very beginning of this stage. I think there's 8 stages in the game, so we're not gonna make that mistake again. And I believe killing enemies will give me more experience, and as I level that up, maybe I'll learn more spells. That might be how it works. Didn't read the manual too closely. I was focusing more on the plot and stuff, which I found kind of interesting. Oh my goodness. Who knew that you could so easily ride upstairs on a motorbike? Alright, screen transition, I'll save. Aha, pizza party's here, that's Tony. Welcome, Tony. He says he spent an hour and a half on an orientation today that was soft brainwashing from the Disney Corporation. Well, I would have thought that you of all people wouldn't need the brainwashing, like you're already halfway there, right? Tony's realistic about Disney. He loves their work, but he knows they're evil. It's a, it's a dilemma. Take that, gangsters. So yeah, Tony, we're in 1920s New York and fighting gangsters to stop them from summoning Hastur, an evil god from outside of human understanding. Obviously drawing on Lovecraftian themes. So not explicitly a Lovecraft work, but it's part of that greater universe. As filtered through the lens of Japan, of course. Alright, let's charge up the fireball and boom! Yeah, that was okay. Okay, if I crouch, I can dodge their shots and still get my boomerangs on them. So that's goodness me. All these shirtless knife-wielding gangsters. Is that really how they do things? Well, on the plus side, we're getting lots of experience. Let's charge up magic while we're waiting for the next car to come. There we go. Yeah, cheesy. Of course, it doesn't... Yeah, the explosion, it throws sprites everywhere, which I guess it's a cool effect that they were going for, but since they're all perfectly square-shaped, it kind of looks a bit cheesy. But I think cheesiness is part of the appeal of this game, so let's enjoy it in that spirit. And that extends to the cutscenes as well. So yeah, this game is called El Viento, Tony. It was, let me catch up on some stuff that Gibbon has been saying. None of the beings in the Cthulhu mythos are quote-unquote gods, he says, and can and have blood relations among the lesser species. Okay, good to know. Because traditionally, I mean, you know, Zeus mated with humans to create offspring, and they were demigods, and you know, they had certain powers, which is similar to what's going on here, I guess. Like, because of their relationship distantly to Hastur, Radiana, what was her name? Restiana, and it are able to be used in this summoning thing by being sacrificed. And also able to contain Hastur's power. Whoa, okay. There's a tank. That's interesting. We gotta get down here. Oh, no. Yikes. Okay, I'll load back to here. I'm about half health, so see what we can do with that. See if I can find a health pickup somewhere around here. Yeah, so... And it's not Cthulhu stuff, Gibbon is correcting me. The King in Yellow predates Lovecraft by about 30 years. Okay. Yes, I agree. Like, that's, I understand that. But the popular conception of, you know, Cthulhu stuff, Lovecraftian horrors, etc. In that spirit, it is, you know, quote-unquote Cthulhu stuff. But yes, let's make the distinction. Hastur is part of that oeuvre, but at least as presented here. And in August Derleth's work, I assume. Oh man, this is rough. Okay, so I can see it loading around into the cannon, or the hammer going up about to fire, so... Ugh. If I'm quick, I should be able to avoid stuff. Alright, so that's fine. We know what we're doing now. We're going to go get that health, and then we're going to save as we enter the tank room. Whoops. Ow. How dare you. Yes, in Derleth's Cthulhu mythos, which unfortunately is what most people are familiar with, says Gibbon, Hastur is Cthulhu's half-brother or some such rot. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, like I was saying, the Derleth stuff is what most people know, so, and that's what this game is based on too. Like, I accidentally hit the fast forward button for a few frames there, so you might have noticed the speed up. There we go. Oh, it's got another gun up back. Okay. Pow! Man, these explosions are something else. Ridiculous. So, I don't know if boomerang's a traditional Peruvian weapon, but that's what Annette uses, so... Oh, she's got her magic too. Let's try it. Because of the charging time, it makes it a little harder to avoid stuff while I'm doing the magic, so I'm just going to stick to the boomerang. Oh, that was not well avoided. Oof. Let's take a break for a minute. Wikipedia says, yeah, Gibbon says, sorry, I really like the key and yell and I get a little anal about it. Yeah, totally understand. You know, blame Derla for influencing the creators of this game, I guess. Yeah, but, you know, the themes, etc., whatever. And yes, Wikipedia says Gibbon has found that this is part 2 of a trilogy. Actually, this is part 1. Ernest Evans was released later in the same year. And it's commonly known as the Ernest Evans trilogy, even though he's only playable, or he's like... Anna and Ernest are both in all the games, but like Ernest only has like a cameo appearance in this game and vice versa in his game. Anna appears briefly driving a car. I don't know, we might see him in some cutscenes later, but yeah. How much damage does that do actually? Oh, man, that's rough. Maybe I can get behind it? Okay, I'm bouncing off it, but it's not doing damage. It does knock me forward when that happens, but I don't think that's actually hurting me, so why don't we use that to get rid of the main cannon at least, and then we can try and knock out some of the smaller bullets in midair like we were doing. It'll be good. So yeah, the Ernest Evans trilogy consists of this game, which was released on the Mega Drive, and what's it called? So this is El Viento, stars Annette Myers. Ernest Evans was released on the Mega Drive as well in North America, but I think it was on the Mega CD in Japan, which let them use the extra storage space for Red Book Audio, so improved the soundtrack, or at least had a different soundtrack. And, ooh, Gatling gun time. Okay, let's get behind this for sure. Yeah, cheesing it. I'm not sure that's intended to look like that when I get knocked right through it. They might have had extra voiced cutscenes as well in the CD version of the second game. Because, as you'll see with the cutscenes in this game, that's sort of a hallmark of this developer. Alright, here we go. Long time no see, Annette. Vincent DeMarco. It's actually Al Capone. It's you who are helping Hastur's followers. Admit that you're doing it for money. Come off it, or you will... Ah, crap. You're saying for money. It is true that it is one of the reasons. Besides, I still have it to decide. Summon Hastur, which I failed to do 3 years ago. Oh, I thought it was 2 years ago. That's what the manual said. You must be crazy. Our world will come to an end if Hastur is resurrected. Whatever you may say, it will never change my mind. Go to Mount Rushmore and you'll find something interesting. Okay. On that one line, we're going to go on a cross-country track. Go for it. Something the manual mentions that I haven't brought up yet is that Hastur is the god of wind. He has dominion over wind, and because Annette has contained his power in some way, that means she also... Although her spell is a fireball, so I don't know what that has to do with anything. And what the heck are these? What are they doing in the American countryside? Yeah, we may never find out. But we're going to enjoy the enormous pixelated explosions. What's this rail? Oh, okay. Let's save here. Okay, so that's the gimmick of this level, I guess. Flying cactuses as well. Interesting. Oops, spikes. Okay, so I can stand on these. Presumably needs to destroy these before I can stand on them. This is really strange. This might be one of those impressive graphical effects they were trying to go for. Yeah, I'm taking tons of damage. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, the boomerangs have a slight homing effect. They'll aim at the nearest enemy, I guess. I do like the trampolines. I don't know where I am, but there's just trampolines for some reason. It's just fun. That was odd. I'm probably going to have to load back from the start unless I find a really good health pickup. Okay. Why was that so long? Whoa. So I've heard this game referred to as a Castlevania clone. It's I don't know about that. What's this? It went ding. What do I get? I had a timer up there, but I figured the timer meant I was invincible, but nope. Oh, there's a timer now, 86. What does that mean? What could it mean? I don't know. What's the chat saying? That's right. Given says now we're in Mischief Makers. Yeah. Actually, you're totally right about how those pillars looked with the faces. Definitely reminiscent of that. It's the, I believe everything in Mischief Makers is modeled after Haniwa, which are like ancient Japanese grave goods that they find occasionally. Sort of big open mouth and eyes thing. Yeah, it looks kind of like that. Everything in Mischief Makers is made of like heads like this. Maybe I'll play that game one day. Cool stuff. I like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I didn't finish addressing the trilogy. So Ernest Evans is the second game that was released later in the same year. It's worth a look, definitely. It's in a similar style to this game, but they wanted to do another impressive thing with the graphics. In this case, they wanted to, like, alright, jump off here. Nope, not there. Damn. I wanted to jump off early to get this thing, even though I don't know what it is, and then get back on. Yeah, what they did in Ernest Evans is did a really strange thing with the main character's sprite. Instead of just being one sprite that has different animations, it's made up of multiple sprites. Like the limbs, the torso, the head, they're all animated separately and sort of stitched together so that your character looks like a puppet as he walks around. And it's pretty disconcerting and strange. Didn't quite have the effect they wanted, I think. It's just really uncanny instead. But it's worth checking out for sure. There was a run of it on AG2Q this year. It was quite entertaining, so I recommend checking that out. I think it was this year. Oops. Yeah, it was. I remember talking about it as it happened, so yeah. So I've heard that game called a Super Castlevania 4 clone kind of thing. So even though, you know, not exactly. Oh, I fell down and came out the store. Okay. I don't like instant death pits, so that's fine. It's a little dodgy. Do I lose health? I don't even lose health for falling down there. That's nice. Very forgiving. So here's another sprite rotation effect, which is, you know, nice and all. Although a little bit glitchy. Oh well. Yeah, so that's the second part of the trilogy. The third part is called Annette Futatabi. It was not released anywhere except Japan, so it never got a translated title, but it just means Annette for a second time. Annette again, Annette returns, that kind of thing. And again, the main character is this one, Annette. Don't think that her last name is Futatabi, because it's not. Eep. But that game's more of a brawler, beat 'em up, belt scroller kind of thing. I heard it called a golden axe coin, basically. And it looks nice. Ooh, eep, and has more of those animated cutscenes and stuff. But presumably they're all in Japanese. And I don't think the plots of the games really follow on from each other. They seem to be about different things, but they feature the same, at least the same two main characters. But yeah, oh man, that jump was really hard to get off. Gotta be better with my save states. So we're here to beat the game, not to, I don't know, get stuck for ages, so I'm not above using them. And I don't think it's less fun to not use them. Wait, less fun, I don't think, too many negatives, never mind. Okay. Ooh. Yes, Tony, I heard about Dragon Ball Super ending. What do you mean that Kanzenshu's talking about it? Are they doing a live broadcast of their podcast right now? I don't recall hearing it on a podcast recently. The last episode was a feature on the Solid State Scouter song, if I recall correctly. Okay, so I just got a mash jump basically. If I wait for even a second too long on these things, I will fall. Okay. Interesting. So we're fighting Rustiana on a collapsing platform room. Reminds me of the big boo boss in Super Mario World Ghostbusters. See, she's also got magic powers, but hers seem to be better than mine. Maybe I can only damage her with my magic powers. Or maybe I'll just do this. That wasn't very helpful. That's cool, how both our attacks can destroy the blocks. We make this arena. Kind of reminds me of Metroid 2. The big sponge block rooms that you fight Metroids in sometimes. Am I even hurting it? Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, ow, oh, that was bad. Oh. Ooh, nasty. Alright, that's pretty cool. Let's try it again. Yes, Tony says the third one is on the Sega CD, yes. Or the Mega CD, as it's known in Japan. This is the only one that didn't get a CD release, so the other ones all have motion voiced cutscenes. This one just has the still cutscenes with text that we saw earlier. But yeah, that's something that I wanted to talk about. This developer is known for that kind of thing, definitely. Well, let's talk about the history of it. They started as a subsidiary of Telenet, and their first project was porting Telenet's Valis to the PC-98. And you might, if you're familiar with Valis, you might notice similarities between that one and this game. You've got your heroine going through action platformer stages, and there's cutscenes. Valis is a very long series. Okay, cutscene time. You have done a good job, blah blah blah. Who are you? Why do you know my name? Okay, she hasn't met her yet. I am Rustiana, a sorceress who descended from Lord Hasta, like you. I thought the thing on her head was ears in the earlier... Oh, it might have been the manual image that I'm thinking of. Blah blah blah, summon Hasta. Do you know what you're saying? You're bound to be offered as a sacrifice to summon Hasta. So the cult wants to use Rustiana, but Rustiana has her own motives, and she's trying to summon Hasta on her own. You are lying to me. I believe you able to possess the unlimited powers of Hasta. You are being tricked. You could say whatever you want, but be ready for some trouble if you try to stop me. Yeah, so the cult's using Rustiana. She doesn't know that. She thinks that, like, this sacrifice or the summoning is going to be good for her, but I guess she doesn't know that the cult's going to sacrifice her, etc., etc. Yeah, so Valis has the cutscenes as well, and I guess Wolf Team sort of went along with that. I think one of my boomerangs knocked down a potion from this bar. Okay, so this level is supposed to be a speakeasy, I think, if I remember from the manual, which explains all the booze. But yeah, this is of course set in Prohibition era America, so it's illegal. So these mafiosos are doing something naughty, believe it or not. Okay, that guy was really tough, so I'm just gonna bypass him. Actually, no, because I want experience points and I want more spells. So, ow, ow, ow. How is a tiny little liquor bottle like pushing me back and doing that much damage? Doesn't make sense. Maybe I can, yeah, that's fine. Cheesed it. Wasn't looking at my score. That was worth 10,000. Not bad. Okay, so down the anchorage. What a grotesque sprite that is. Okay. I'll save there. Whew. Oh, they've just uploaded the Transentry podcast that Tony's talking about. And yeah, that I remember one kind of recently where Mike got on Twitter and was like, I'm gonna do like an impromptu Q&A podcast. And I was listening to it later and what exactly are these things? They're like the leapers from Castlevania. But like there's less context for them in a game like this. I guess they're just dwarves or something. Yeah, and Tony sent in a question to it, and I knew this because when I listened to it, he'd included in the question his characteristic use of the eyeballs emoji. And when Mike read eyeballs, I knew it was Tony. I just knew it. I don't remember what his question was, but yeah. Super. Not really keeping up with it. I did see an episode while I was in Japan, and I was like, oh, this is pretty silly. I mean, it wasn't bad, but, you know, whatever. I'm kind of apathetic. Wow. Okay, just get rid of that guy. Oh, there's more! Look at these guys. 4 Bozo brothers. Wow. Well, that was weird. Oh, okay. We've fallen into the cellar, where ironically there is less booze. Ah, slime creatures. This must be the work of Aster or something? I don't know. And rats. Some very cranky rats. What is that counter thing? Does it improve my magic? Doesn't seem to. I wonder if I can farm these rats for points. Oh, they don't even give me any. Fine. Can I go up ladders? Nope. Jumping fish. What is this? What kind of game is this? How do I continue? Maybe I do have to do this. Yeah, okay. Oops. Okay. Ooh, nimbly dove. Ow. Not so much. Save here. Do I have more health than before? And yes, I heard about Jungle Super ending. It's a shame that it had to end after such a slow and torturous arc. Ooh, okay. Oh, can I climb on the fish? No, there's like a... Wait, what's going on? I can climb these ladders. It's doing something. It's doing something to my jump. Or maybe the fish was. I can't tell! Alright. Oh, well, we made it. Now we're in a cave that's underneath the speakeasy, full of troglodytes. What is going on in this game? I love it. Giant centipedes. Amazing. I thought this was about mobsters, but we're just throwing all kinds of crazy ideas out here right now. I love that. Boomerangs. Genuine Peruvian boomerangs. Oops. Okay. Yeah, the explosions. Everything explodes. And the explosions are pretty hilarious. I guess it's magic. magic is causing them to explode because of Hastur and stuff. Sure. Now, more destructible floor here. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Is this a boss? Did the music just change? No, I don't think it did. We'll just avoid this then. But points, experience. But my health. This is cool. Again, a kind of experimental, you know, platforming thing. You can stand on the dragons as their bodies weave around and stuff. Yeah, the more I see of this game, the more it reminds me of the weird, like, graphical and gameplay stuff they did in Ernest Evans with the sprites. So yeah, pretty ambitious stuff, and I like it. But yeah, speaking of the development, I was talking earlier about Wolf Team. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So what's doing me damage here? The head. The head is the weak point and the death point for me. And maybe it's the fireballs that it's shooting at. Ice balls? Kaboom! Dare I save here? Let's do it. Health pickups might turn up at some point. Fire. Ah! I wonder how water works. Oh, I float. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so Wolf Team, if you look at any of their other output, you will notice a trend that they like doing these anime-style cutscenes, so they must have had some good animators on staff or artists, etc. In fact, some of their games are completely FMV games, or, how do you say? Well, you know Dragon Slayer, how, like, there's a video playing and you just have simple inputs for what your character should do. Aha! I've earned a new spell. So my MP gauge has been expanding as my points go up. And now that I've got this far, I have earned the water spell, which is necessary to pass this point. So if I hadn't gotten that experience by this point, would I have to grind, or was it just given to me automatically because I beat that dragon? I don't know. Yes, so Time Gal comes to mind as an example. Oh wow. It's like what's that Yoshi's Island boss? He has a dumb name, it starts with F. Flawed or something. You hit his heart and he's in the middle of a sludge thing. It's just like that. Cool stuff. Although it doesn't quite as impressive as the Super Effects 2 enabled graphics of Yoshi's Island. Come on, where's the hidden life potion in the walls? Not here. Let's try a spell. Okay, I think I hit that bottom one with the water spell. Let's try it again. Charge up, avoid shots. Luckily we're not doing much damage, but we'll do that up. Yeah, I got one. Good. Yeah, take that. This is working really well. Ow. Ah, this gelatinous cube. I didn't know I was playing a D&D game. Okay. This game really wants to be an anime, says Given. Yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of their games, but yeah, it's just the style, you know? It's an anime style game. Feels like this boss is hardest at the start when all three of those blobs are around. But if I can take them out... then it gets easier. Okay, let's wait a bit for it to come around. Now. Oh, I think it actually responds to my attacks. So when I've hit it in like that, then the blob will wobble back out in response and hit me, so I gotta be careful. Interesting. And I think my projectiles just disappeared as soon as I started charging a new spell. Seems like a limitation. Ooh, it was a mistake coming in here with so little health, but I think we can do it. Go. Yeah, take it. taking some damage. I like that. I like that a lot. What I don't like is all the slowdown from too many sprites on screen. Oh well. Okay, this one might be a bit harder because it doesn't go along the bottom. So I need to push it inwards with the boomerangs, but not too much because then it'll hit me. Okay, go, go, go! Yeah, I gotta hit him. I really like this boss, I like the concept. The graphical engine isn't quite up to it, but good enough, I think. Okay. Let's try at standing level. Yes. And when it comes around again, click! Yes! Before it wobbled back. Nice! That was pretty fun. More anime cutscene time! If we let things continue like this, she'll block us from summoning Lord Hastur. You're afraid of Annette, aren't you? If she tries to do something to us, then I will deliver the final blow to that girl. The final blow? I don't feel totally convinced by your words, since you have been beaten by her once. Not quite natural English. What do you mean? All you need to do is think of taking possession of Lord Hastur's power. Don't think of anything else. You mean you want me to... Oh, sorry, I read that one of those in the wrong voice. But yeah, she's going to be offered as a sacrifice. Stop this nonsense. You are not going to be a sacrifice. So Annette's gotten to a... Oh! I didn't know this was a secret dolphin game. I need to process this. I love it. Yeah! 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 Okay, there are children in hang gliders throwing bombs at me. And I'm in the ocean. So, at what point in America do you cross an ocean to get from New York to Mount Rushmore? Which state is Mount Rushmore in again? Help me out, Yankos. Ah! Whoa, okay. Excuse me? What the heck? It's a giant squid, it's a Cthulhu monster. But the sprites, the pixels are freaking enormous. What? Are you serious? Like, this is I think another instance of the developer's ambition outreaching their, well, either their ability or the hardware's ability. But man, that's pretty funny. And I'm riding a freaking dolphin, I love this. Good. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I played this game. I was gonna play some other crap, but this is amazing. Alright. The dolphin part's over. Okay. Oh, okay. So it was that thing I picked up, an orb, that is what gave me the extra spell. So I'll have to use it to get past this planet soon, and I'll have to make do with what health I have. Actually, no, screw that. I'm gonna die, so I can do the dolphin part again, because I love that. And I'll keep the same amount of points. I will lose a continue though, but that's okay. We'll be careful with our save states. Oh, okay, how is chat? Let's get that dolphin on the screen. And I'll pause it for a sec. Yeah, Tony says he loves the sound effects. It sounds like a bad fart. I've always said that about the Mega Drive sound chip. Like, when used right, it can be good, like with, say, Echo the Dolphin. But apparently it's really easy to get wrong, and your entire soundtrack and sound effects just sound really flat and basically, yeah, like farts, like low-resolution farts. Okay, Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota, which I believe is in the Midwest. Or is that South Carolina? American geography. The Great Lakes, maybe. Given doesn't know either. So yeah, basically in the north middle-ish bit, I think, possibly. But I don't know, maybe we're going into New York Harbor and then traveling up the sort of northeastern coast, and then we're going to head west from there. So we're going up to like New England. Yeah, let's go with that. And yeah, dolphin, pretty great. You will of course be familiar with my dolphin streams if you've been following this channel. had a lot of fun with things like Flipper and Low Parker and Little Mermaid, and all because I love Echo, and Echo Jr. of course. I played on stream as well. And once I'd built up a little sort of idea of a library of Dolphin games, I ended up doing a stream where I played all the ones I could think of in a row, and it was pretty great. And it went for a long time, but it's fun. So yeah, here's another one. I might have to include this in phase 2 of the Dolphin stream showcase, which is coming at some point. I have to play like Wave Race and what's that one? I bought it on the Wii U recently, but it was based on an earlier like browser title. No, that was the title. Shattered Star. Look that up if you want, but I'll play it later. Yes, so we're gonna do this now. Oh, it's just kind of an attack. So how do I get through here? I can't crouch, walk. Oh, okay, I have like a dash, okay. So, dash. Dash? No. Huh? What the? Oh, I had to destroy the thing first. Okay. So if I'm crouching and I out. Let's just slide back for a second, now that I have the hang of this move. So I crouch, and then I push a direction, and she goes into a ready stance, and then I hit the jump button, and she does a kind of... Oh yeah, I remember this now. The manual refers to it as a glide. I guess her wind powers let her do this, so... It hasn't come up yet, that I'm using it now. Okay. So if we do it here, we should get those crystals, almost. Still don't really know what they are, but they do. Should have read the manual better, guys. Lol. It's on Sega Retro. The good thing about getting into Sega games, as I have been, is there's a fantastic resource called Sega Retro that, yeah, just has quite good release information and scans of manuals and box arts and other kind of credit information, stuff like that. Plus 10. I haven't seen something like that before. Did that give me health? The other health potions didn't have a number like that. So this level's a bit puzzly. I have to hit certain blocks to remove barriers and get through spikes and stuff. Pretty interesting. Whew. Yeah, let me just check the Sega Retro manual here. It's got all the character biographies, like I said, including a character we haven't met yet, Siegfried, but we'll see if he turns up. There's some information on the spells, water current, blah blah blah. The fireball is more powerful than the boomerangs, apparently. Items, various items. The player must discover the use of each item. Seriously? Okay, that's fine. That's such a cop-out, like, lazy manual writing. Oh well. Wow, 2 hidden potions. Don't need them. So okay. What? Hold on a sec. There must be a way to get around this. Maybe not. Maybe if I... Hooah! Yeah! Well, that feels good. Feel good to have figured that out. Okay. And the trick on that one was don't hit the barrier because you'll fall on the spikes. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Different kind of thing. Oh. Can't make this jump, so now that I'm here, I'm stuck and I have to do that. But now I can't make this jump. Yes, I can. What a roller coaster. That is a cool move. Okay. Yeah. Puzzles. Kind of. Okay, so if I fall down any of these, I will have to hit that barrier thing. And then there'll be spikes. But I made it past. And despite all the health potions in this level, I have taken damage after them, so now I'm screwed. Okay, let's do this. Oh, I hit the wall. Okay. See, luckily, boomerangs can go through walls when they're on the rebound. That's just video game logic. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Oh no. Yeah, that's bad. Let's not do that. But they're unlike other video game boomerangs in that they don't bring items to you, unfortunately. Okay, pow, 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 pow. Oop. Couldn't make it all the way. Oh, safe here. So yeah, I explained about the trilogy. I didn't, I guess the history of Wolf Team, I explained about how they like doing their anime cutscenes, including their FMV games. But yeah, they made quite a few games, and they were in action for a few years, in the early 90s. Can't stand on these, even though they look like they should be part of the background. But yeah, they came to an end, of course, as all things must do. It's gone. Aha. But it was kind of acrimonious. You see, at one point they wanted to adapt this fantasy book called Tale Fantasia. Now, if you think that name rings a bell, okay, we made it relatively unscathed. So yeah, they were adapting this game. It was going to be called Tale Fantasia, but Namco, who was publishing it, insisted on various changes, including changing the name to Tales of Fantasia. And for some reason they didn't like this, but I mean, obviously there were other issues of Namco demanding changes and the game producer not liking it. Eventually the game producer was fired and another producer brought on, I believe is how the story goes. I might be getting a detail too wrong there, but yeah. After that, the studio Wolf Team, basically after they made Tales of Fantasia, they were sort of bought by Namco and converted into a studio that just does Tales games, and that's all they do. But because of the problems in the development of Fantasia, 3 of the key leaders of the studio left and formed the new studio Tri-Ace, whose name refers to the 3 of them being aces. Yeah, my health is definitely bigger than it was before, so whether that's points or whether it's just given to me during progression, I'm not sure. So yeah, it's interesting how this sort of weirdly shaped water will just push me up. Is that how real life works? Anyway. So Tri-Ace, they went on to make more games in the style of the Tales games, basically, RPGs and such. What do they do? Valkyrie Profile and Star Ocean, and then sequels to them. Okay. They've also collaborated more recently, and yeah, so that was all on contract for Square Enix. And they've collaborated on other JRPGs like that, like Xenoblade X, Boss Time. So yeah, both, you know, the original studio and the split studio, nothing but JRPGs, like the style of game that they used to do in this style, yeah, just completely stopped making them, although they did a lot of other things, strategy games, etc, etc. So what's the deal with this? How do I avoid this? Maybe I just take minimal damage by crouching. It's a sort of Ernest Evans thing where continual damage is done to you all the while the sprite is overlapping your sprite. So I don't know what that was, but I blew it up in a giant pixel explosion. So hooray! Shades of Super Mario Land, says Gibbon. Oh, Vincent DeMarco, blah blah blah. You're tenacious, Annette. If you do not stop it, you'll be in real trouble. That was bad accent. I wasn't trying very hard. I don't want to hear that. Do you really intend to resurrect Hester? ... I can't believe that you want to do such a thing as the head boss man of the Mafia. You don't seem to be capable of understanding how dangerous it is. For my sake, please put a stop to this scheme. You're being trapped. Okay, I will do what you say, if you can succeed in passing through the temples in the canyon. Okay. Canyon? You mean the Grand Canyon? Does the Grand Canyon have temples in it, given, Tony? That's right, do it and I will keep my word. I'll always trust a Mafia boss. The mob's word is... Ah! Okay, so these bats, they explode as well. They must be magic. Ow, ow, ow. Quit it! Stupid bats. Video game bats, what can you say? So we got video game bats, we got video game boomerangs. I keep meaning to keep track of time to crate, which is the video game cliche that you often find crates and measuring the time until you see a crate. Have we seen a crate yet? I'm not sure I recall, so... Dang. That worked okay. I'm gonna try and charge up a wind thingy before it wakes up. Oh, it's not vulnerable until it wakes up. But I can walk while charging magic, so that's good. And MP charges pretty quickly, so that's nice. I really should be using magic more than I have been. But last level was really a puzzle level, so didn't count too much. Yikes. Charge my magic before we do that. Huh. Yeah, I noticed the bar under the experience point counter keeps like appearing, disappearing, but it's because when an enemy's on screen, that sort of UI element disappears and is replaced by a health bar for the enemy. But it's kind of distracting that it comes and goes, at least when I'm paying attention to it. It's not really distracting, it's only a little distracting. Don't be exaggerating. Careful now. Oh. Why don't I do this? Nope. Ah! No! Jeez Louise. Alright, we'll go on from there, but that was annoying. Whew. Yeah, I don't know quite what you mean by Super Mario Land, but those water, sort of weirdly shaped water things definitely remind me of Super Mario Land 2, which had, like amorphous blobs of stuff that would sort of slow you down, and you could hang through them and stuff. That was a cool game. Another one of those Mario games that's not part of the EAD Master Race, so it gets ignored all the time. Bat spawners. Just what you'd expect to find in the temples of the Grand Canyon. Hang on, what's that? What's that sort of white thing? Is that an electric thing? Or no, it's part of Annette's costume. It's like a headband. Yeah, okay. Although I do like a character that has a flowing stuff coming off their sprite, whether it's like a cape or something, or a hair thing, a hairdo, you know, a ponytail or whatever. You know what I mean, come on. Give me a break here. It's why Rockman Zero is the best game series of all time. Like, that's the only reason, it's just the ponytail. Like, everything else about the game I can take or leave seriously. Seriously though, I love it. Everything about it. When I said seriously before, I was being like anti-serious. It's like how you use the word literally. But this time I'm being serious. I love it. Anyway, if this bat would leave me alone for 2 seconds. Oh man, so much damage. Well, let's keep going. Hopefully find a health potion. Tony's eating cereal. Okay. Isn't it a bit late that night to be eating cereal for you? Just gotta throw boomerangs over there. I hope you get a potion. So there's 2 levels here. This one leads to nothing. Is that just a red herring, or is there a hidden thing? Red herring, okay. Oh no, I thought I was safe there. I saved. Take that. Yeah. I am the master of winds, you silly bats. They don't even look like real bats. I guess they must be some kind of monstrosity summoned by Hester from the other realms outside of human understanding, etc. Oh boy. Give me the health, man. Don't hold out on me. Seriously, look at these things. Their ears are enormous. And their bodies are like segmented or something. Yeah, just clip through. Beautiful stuff. Hang on. Was I throwing 2 boomerangs before? Have I gained an extra boomerang? Because that's nice, if so. Another part of the upgrading. Aha! Speaking of upgrading, here's an orb. And I've learned the screw attack. Excellent. Oh, it's just a bigger fireball. Or is that the space jump? I always forget. Never mind. Metroid. I think it is screw attack. Oop. Okay, so that is a better range, so I like that. But let's try and hit with 1 fireball. If I can charge my magic. Pow! I missed. Pow again. Hey, nice. Made a big explosion. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, can't attack candles for items, unfortunately. It's not Castlevania. Like I said before, I might be following the Valis format a bit more since, Oh, it stole my boomerangs! Oh, that's clever! Yeah, since the developer worked on a Valis game before this one. Yeah, damn. Gotta get those back, man. So the big explosion of the fireball is useful, and the wave is also useful for its wide arc. So it's... Okay, I got my boomerangs back. Oh, right. Is this even hurting it? Gee whiz. Maybe I just need to... that's right. Stop using the boomerangs. This is supposed to be training me to use magic, I guess. What's going on? Do I need to get all the bubbles at once? Let's try it. Now let's charge magic and try it. Nope. Like this. Beautiful. Now! Okay. No, not okay. Whew. Tony trying to justify eating cereal. I don't care what you say, Tony. You're eating cereal at an inappropriate time of day. I am a breakfast. I am loyal to the breakfast orthodoxy. Breakfast is for breakfast times and no other. And all opposition must be met with swift and harsh retribution. Meanwhile, Gibbon saying, as for this boss, Morpha has really let herself go. Ah, there we go. So I use the boomerangs, but only when I have them, because I don't always have them. And I can damage the main body that way. Good to know. Clever boss design. I really like it. And yeah, this game is like, you know, Gibbon was saying earlier, he'd never heard of this. I had never heard of it before that podcast. And if it hadn't been for whoever forced them to talk about it, because that's how they do it, it's like user submissions based on stuff for what they're going to cover. Yeah, then I would never have known about it, so good stuff. And there's some really cool ideas in this game. Annette, you have survived. So this is Ernest Evans. Ernest! Vince Al Capone told me, out of the blue, that the creeps from Hastur's group were plotting something, so I came here right away. Yeah, after a short conversation, he completely changed his mind about the whole deal. Yes, they are up to something. Well, the thing is... ... Is that so? Then I suggest you go to see Siegfried in Detroit. He knows a lot about the group. Right, so... I appreciate your advice. You are welcome. I will settle the matter with Vincent Al Capone, so don't worry about it. Get going. Okay, so, like... Ernest Evans basically adopted her, and she's 17 years old. What else do we know? I mean... So, I've gone from New York to the ocean to the Grand Canyon with its temples. And now I'm going to Detroit, and this is a car factory. Okay. Didn't know that they had like tread-mounted guns in car factories, but I guess it's an evil factory. What was that? Is that someone's severed head? Oh my goodness. Very sinister factory. Okay. Well then. Man, health potions are so easy to come by in that ship level. Why can't all the levels be like that? So yeah, it's the 30s and we've got a car factory in Detroit. That's pretty cool. So what's our new spell? Whoa! 1,000 daggers. That's pretty good. I might use that. Just automatic projectile in front of me. Oh, a boss already. Mini boss maybe? We'll see. Oh. Oh great, I wasn't watching. I think this one? Nope. Look at those needles going everywhere. It's crazy. Oh great, that was really hard to see. Maybe this one? Yeah! This one. Nope, I was wrong. I took damage for it. I feel like I can't do anything and I just have to watch the panels. Alright, let's load back. Oh no, I didn't save. Oh well, we'll do this later. Damn. How careless of me. I think it's because I lost so much health, I didn't want to save. Ow. Well, that shrapnel's hurting me too. I don't like this. I still don't know what these gems are. Maybe if I beat the level in that time, then I get a bonus? Whatever. This ain't a speed run, baby. You should know that by now. Ah yes, General Motors. What about McDonald's offering all-day breakfast? Well, that's a bastardization of the concept of breakfast. I mean, what if it was Christmas every day? Then Christmas wouldn't mean anything. Good song there. And I am talking about Matt Corner's version, which uses the tune Diddy Kong Racing's. Is it the Bluey fight? I don't know. I don't remember. yes, we're in better shape now. So we're going to save here, and we're going to watch this panel closely. It's a kind of creepy monster design, actually. All right, definitely that one. Definitely this one. Definitely this one. Yeah, nailed it. Okay. I didn't realize that there would be like a whole shell game in this, but here we are. I'm doing pretty well. I'd ask you to help chat, but you know, the input delay and everything. Oh, I got it wrong. Alright, watch closer now. I find it easier to do this sometimes, but when I'm like not directly looking at it, I focus my eyes slightly off the screen or off to the side. Yeah! Nailed it. Shell game expert. Are you Siegfried? Annette, it is a big mess. Annette, it is a big mess, isn't it? Sorry, hang on. German accent. Whatever. I'm sorry for bothering you, but I came to ask about something important. Is it about Haster's group? I know that those creeps are plotting something again. Plotting something again, by the way. A woman named Restiana is trying to summon Hester. Yes, I know that quite well. The truth is that it is not Restiana who is trying to summon Hester, but a priest called Henry. Cool name. Well, Henry is trying to trick Restiana into becoming a sacrifice by telling her that she will be given unlimited power. Oh, look at this anime dude with his silver hair. What a wicked scheme! Listen to me carefully, Annette. Now Henry is about to board a blimp heading for the Empire State Building, where the summoning ceremony is to be held. Remember, the real enemy is not Restiana, but Henry. Yes, I got it. I knew that already. Be alert, your enemy is very strong. Certainly I will. Thanks for your help, Siegfried. Okay. It's almost like this is a licensed game based on an anime, and all these characters we're supposed to know who they are, you know? Given saying Wikipedia seems to indicate that they first meet in this game, which came out second. My understanding was that this game came out first, but both it and Ernest Evans came out in '91. The source I checked said that Ernest Evans was in December of '91 and this was in month unknown of '91. So I'm going to assume this came out first, but it has the backstory of how Ernest and Annette meet in the manual, but it doesn't actually happen in this game. In his game, not in this game. Oh, yes. Oh, I see what you're saying. They first meet in his game, which came out second. Yes. Okay. Yes. You're correct. Ernest Evans meets Annette. Well, I guess both games were in development at the same time. And, oh, okay. So I guess the backstory that's described in this game is the events of Ernest Evans. So technically Ernest Evans is a prequel to this game, even though it came out later. But yeah, I'm gonna assume that due to development, they were being produced at the same time and they didn't know which one was gonna come out first. Ernest Evans was delayed, probably because of the stupid sprite tech that they were doing with it. Trying to get that right. So these aliens or what? Look at these weird green dudes. Tentacles and stuff, I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, we're riding on a blimp, which is pretty awesome, and dealing with the gun turrets manned by mutants. So that's nice. Whoa! What? Huh? Also, have they just sort of given up on the idea of having levels in this game? That was really short compared to the other ones, and the previous stage was also quite short before we got to the boss. Oh well, I'm not doing any damage, let's try a fireball. Miss. Okay, that hurt. Yeah! Giant explosions for the win. Just watch out for the light. So, yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Like, I guess I'm playing it in a weird order. Not that I was going to play Ernest Evans, but kind of a Zelda, Wand of Gamelon, and Link Faces of Evil situation. 2 games released at about the same time, which, but in this case, it's not even like that because those games don't have direct story connections to each other. Anyway, haha, you're stronger than I expected, Annette. Is that you, Henry? I never expected you to manage making Vincent DeMarco, I mean Al Capone, break off from us. That was my gross error. Return Restiana to me. It's too late for you to try anything. Oops, I dropped my controller. Restiana's soul has already been captured by Lord Hasta. The only thing left to do is hold the ceremony and sacrifice Restiana. Okay. If you insist, blah blah blah. Oh, it's hot in here. I'm gonna turn on the aircon. Hopefully that doesn't interfere with the sound too much. Blah blah blah. They built a shrine in the Empire State Building. Yeah, we knew that already. Hold on a sec. Close the door to stop the sound, but you know, it's the middle of summer and all. Okay. You know it's the middle of summer because like Australia Day is this weekend. Sorry, I mean Invasion Day, of course. Don't be too patriotic. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that did way too much damage. Damn it, these bats! I think I just did the glide move accidentally. I got away. So. Oh man, a snake man with a spear. What the heck? What is he doing in the Empire State Building? What? It's like something out of Dark Souls. Oh, so much damage. Okay, let's charge up this spell. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna help. Where are these bats coming from? Ah, more! Ah! Oh, man! Charge, charge, charge! Oh, no! Ah! This is insane. I think I'm just getting more health per level. Maybe. Can't be sure though. Ah, come on. Oh, they just come back straight away. How is anybody expected to do this? Let's get out of here. Ah. Okay, bats can't fly through walls, remember this. Yeah. This is just insane. So yeah, I guess Ernest Evans is the chronological first game. Ah! And it tells the story of 2 years ago how they first foiled Hasta's plan and Anak gained his power. But yeah, we're playing this in the order they were released, I suppose, so we're just as clueless as the audience who would have first... Ah! Yeah, who would have first played it and gone through this plot in that way. Oh boy, that was tough. What are we going to do? This tornado hasn't really come up, has it? I mean, maybe it's just a metaphorical thing, because... But it mentions a powerful tornado. I don't know. Did I mention that El Viento means the wind in like Spanish or whatever? And they speak Spanish in Peru, so it all ties in. With Hastur being the god of wind and all. Yes, given we Dark Souls now, we are. Tony, it's not winter. Have you been outside? It's like 30 degrees today and humid too. Ugh. Yep, nice. I hit that lever twice. This is insane. Like, what is going on in this level? Did the developers just say, hey, like, our game's too easy, let's put a million bats in here for no reason? To make people annoyed at us. Just gotta keep my distance. There we go, that was pretty good. Let's do another spell. Ah, no! These bats are making me frantic. It's crazy. Ah! I never get a moment's respite. They don't even give me experience. How is that fair? These levels are a bit more straightforward than I was expecting. I mean, you know, there's plenty of up and downy and aroundy stuff, which is nice. Keeps it fresh, but from what I read, it seemed like they were going to be sort of, you know, better go the right way, you'll have to go back and like go around and stuff. And there's a little bit of that, but like not really as much as I was expecting, which I guess is on me. Ah, that'll do. Let's keep that going. If I charge up another spell, that water will go away. It doesn't seem to be hurting the snake man anyway. This weak point must be his head. Okay. Ah! Oh, come on. No, come back. My spell's worn off. Okay. Come on, hit the guy. There we go. Why don't we save there? Doing fairly well-ish. These explosions, man. Highlight of the game, I think. Certainly a unique feature. Like, just the ludicrous size of them and how pixelated they are, because they wanted them to be so big, but they just couldn't, like... they couldn't get the graphics. Oh, okay. We don't want to fall down there. We actually want to fall not there. Man, this is like being Metroided, and I don't even have Morph Ball. Although maybe the dash move could work. See, that particular spell is the only one that really feels like a wind spell to me. The wave one. No, come back. Come back. Nah. No. Come back. Okay, I think if I hit up, that activates the lift. If it's below me. Oh, come on. Yeah, at least Dark Souls doesn't throw a million bats at you. what these are doing, but I assume I have to hit them because it's a video game. Oh no! I hit them wrong or something. Is there another one? Maybe I need to hit one and not the other. Oy, oy, oy. So we'll hit that one and not this one. Okay. Ah, it changes where it is. Okay, there we go. Ah. I just have to be like alert at all times for bats. No, come back. It's like jumping next to it confuses it and causes it to go up to the next floor. So yeah, we're in the Empire State Building construction site right now. And the difficulty has skyrocketed. Okay, the Snake Man down. Good. This is the best spot for checking against bats. It doesn't always hit the Snake Man, but when it does, it's pretty good. Quite effective. Let's fireball this one. Ah, it scrolled off screen and disappeared. Lame. Good. And now, ah! Cool background with the city. Perspective's a bit off, but oh well. You know, I can't help but feel this game has become unfair. Come down. Where was I? My health is so low. Oh yeah, just when I pointed out the background details, Gibbon also said the same thing. So yeah, this kind of reminds me of the Dark Tower, how they were like the monsters in the urban city environment. Oh, go away! Give me a health potion, for pity's sake. I just glide. Get me out of here. Is that enough health to save here? Let's do it. I don't like it, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna try, we're gonna hope. This hope is all we have left. No? Yes. Lever puzzle. Or lever. Solved it. I do like that puzzle element. Something that Castlevania doesn't have. Whoop, whoop, whoop! Oh, I saw a health potion. Should I go back for it? Yeah, let's do it. We have to. We really do. Okay. That's not the way to get it. So I must have to go this way. Yeah, I see it now. Just gotta watch out for bats. Yes! Oh my goodness, that was such a low amount that it healed. Hardly even worth it, but we still have enough positives, so Well, it's a net positive until I get hit by bats like 100 times. Alright. We gotta do this. We gotta do it. It needs to be done because we will certainly die. Good. Save here. Oh, it's so much cooler now. I hope the fan noise isn't coming through. Definitely need maximum health because I feel like this might be the last stage. Oh, okay. Here we are. It's Restiana again, riding that weird dragon bug skeleton. Oh no, has she summoned the power of Hastur? Ooh. Oh yeah, that's what Hastur looks like. There's a picture of him in the manual and it's pretty much like that. So. Whoa! Fireball galore. Fireballs galore, I should say. So yeah, I wonder how these characters are introduced in Anna Stebbins. So as I said, that one has voiced cutscenes, but you know, if I had to guess, it's not too bad that they just sort of introduced them here. They are all given backstories in the manual. So Siegfried, for example. This is brutal. Yeah, dragon thing. That is Hastur. Let me read you his description. From the manual. The name may be pronounced as Hasutoru. This was certainly written for English speakers, not. One of the gods far beyond the understanding of mankind, who presides over the winds. Is often called the evil god, which does not describe his nature exactly. Hastur bases his actions not on wicked intentions, but toward his own goals, which are beyond the understanding of mankind. Where do I start from? All the way back here. That is not possible. Hastur has not the slightest concern for mankind and does not care whether mankind lives or dies. The truly wicked enemy should be considered the Hastur group, which attempts to resurrect Hastur, who is contained in Seriano of the Hiadesu cluster to destroy the Earth. I assume that means that's like some kind of like a constellation star system or something. Maybe something like that. I don't know, a bit mystical or something. Maybe it's an artifact. Who knows? It seems cosmic though. Yeah, this is kind of brutal. I gotta try and charge magic at the same time as hitting into the boomerangs and not try and do any damage. This is really bad, man. Maybe I should... Yeah, I feel like this is the final level, Tony. We're gonna beat this Hastur guy. And there's nothing I can do... Let's get more. Hey, well, let me read you some biographies. Yeah, so Restiana, who looks like she has enormous elf ears in this manual picture, but it's actually just a headdress thing. A young woman, 17 years old, the rival of Annette. Like Annette, she descends from Hastur, and is a candidate to serve as a sacrifice during the summoning of Hastur. What if I do the cheesy stand on the right side strategy? Yeah, the fireball's still track you, and then I'm just close to the necks. The Hastur group members have lied to Restiana that she will be able to take possession of great power by taking possession of Hastur. I'm glad they used take possession twice in the same sentence. And are attempting to entice her into being a sacrifice. Restiana is unyielding and tends to act arbitrarily on her own authority. She is trying to resurrect Hastur on her own. Although it really just seems like she's just been deceived by the Hastur group and they're just going to get their way in the end. So... wow, that thing has a lot of health. There's nothing for it. I'm gonna have to replay the final level. Oh, there we go. Gibbon says, that's obviously an English transliteration of the Pleiades cluster, which figures into the King in Yellow stuff. Ah, fantastic. I don't know how closely it does match Pleiades, the way it's rendered here, but you know what? Let's go with it. Yeah, let's give him that credit. But no credit for the translation quality. Alright, I don't have a choice. This is ludicrous. I'm just gonna have a drink. There's no difficulty selected this game. You know what? Siegfried. He's a 27-year-old German. He abandoned his economically and politically broken homeland after the First World War and smuggled himself into the United States. Vincent DeMarco recognized his great talents and made Siegfried his right-hand man. So yeah, I guess they're all introduced in this other game, and we're doing ourselves a disservice by playing this, but that's the way they were released! Anyway. Then, after an incident 2 years ago, which is, you know, the Ernest Evans plot that I was referring to, Siegfried broke with DeMarco and turned against him. He goes by the name Zig and has made friends with Ernest and Annette to some extent. He has an unusual degree of knowledge about the Hastur group and seems to be very ambitious. With his startlingly handsome face, his clever eyes seem always to hold a sneering laugh. Did I mention how much of a rip-off of Indiana Jones Ernest Evans is? You can see this in some of the artwork, especially the American box art of Ernest Evans itself. Alright, so we're going to use our last continue, we're going to start this stage again, and we're going to do it right this time, and we're not going to lose any health the whole stage, I promise you. We're going to do that by copious uses of the spells. Nope. Yeah, as Gibbon says. You know, usually bosses have these things called patterns which you can learn. Yeah, not so much. Like, I did praise some of the boss design earlier in this game, but this one really just seems like you button mash, it's basically button mashing. Whoever has the most health wins. And we started with very little health, so couldn't do much about that. What I need to do is be extra super careful when playing this level, and try and keep as much health as I can. Damn it, you bats! Alright, I can lose a bit because there was that one health potion. Oh, but I can't lose that much. This is just... oh. Frustrating. Right. Let me tell you about Ernest Evans. He's a 31-year-old archaeologist and experienced explorer. 2 years ago, he successfully prevented the Hastur group from fulfilling its scheme of resurrecting Hastur by using Annette. Thereafter, he adopted her as his daughter. Isn't that nice? See, that's just a dead end. There's nothing else to it. Ernest Evans and Vincent DeMarco are arch rivals who have battled against each other in their quest to recover treasures. He consistently remains a lone wolf, while DeMarco manipulates the mob organization. No. 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 No! Ernest Evans stays busy traveling to archaeological sites all over the world, seeking precious relics. Son of a bat. modest as he is, he calls himself a treasure hunter, and yet he possesses a PhD degree. Can you believe it? And is an influential figure at meetings of the Association of American Archaeologists. Wow, what a guy, huh? What a guy. What a friggin' guy. These are only some of his numerous talents. He's been in many successful video games that you no doubt want to buy. My goodness. He really does only get one game to himself though, because Annette is the star of this one and the later. Annette Futatabi. Like, how is this even? Come on, how? I'm just gonna have to charge up a bunch of spells and just use that. See, I'm trying to do like the Rain of Boomerangs technique to keep bats at bay, but it doesn't seem to be working too well most of the time. Ah, curse you, bats! So I'm going to try the spell technique this time. But it means dealing with this lizard man, snake man, reptile man. If I knew where some more health potions were, or like a secret code to give me infinite health, I'll be right back. Ooh, skip current level, slow motion gameplay, max out your magic, color test. Let's try max out your magic. Okay, let's do that. Okay, that didn't work. Up. Oh man. Maybe I'm not doing it fast enough? Nope, that didn't work. How about slow down gameplay? Up, left. Look at this. Wow. It's so slow. I guess this means you can react better to things that are happening? But it means your magic charges so slowly. Look at that. Oh man. Oh boy. Alright. I stopped it. Oof. Tony's accusing me of cheating. Yes, I am cheating, very much so. So I don't know what max out your magic is, but it might already be maxed out because I've been through all the levels. I wonder what happens if I skip current level. Okay, that skips us straight to the boss. Great, let's do that. I've proved I can do this level, so great. Ah, that's amazing. I'm so happy. Okay. So, Annette's backstory from the manual. The heroine of the story is 17 years old. Annette was brought up in a village deep inside Peru, where the evil god Hastur was worshipped. 2 years ago, an explorer named Ernest Evans found her, took her into custody. Took her into his custody, sorry, she hadn't done anything wrong, and brought her to the United States. Annette is a sorceress who has an accursed blood relationship with Hastur. She's the only person capable of containing Hastur. She's become a master of wind spells since she first contained Hastur and took possession of his tremendous energy 2 years ago. For that reason, she is the target of attacks by the Hastur group. Though courageous, she reveals her scatterbrained, shy, and retiring personality in unretouched portraits which show her at peaceful moments. I don't know what that means. I guess I can unlock art galleries showing her doing other things. She hasn't displayed any of those personality traits so far. She's just kind of been heroic and stuff. Wow, that fireball's really powerful. Maybe that's the secret. It wasn't a matter of like being good or having a lot of health. You just use the fireball. Man, I'm so dumb. Anyway, that was fun. By the way, all that plot backstory stuff, I don't remember that happening in Ernest Evans at all. I watched the speedrun of it that I was mentioning earlier, and, well, to be fair, they skipped all the cutscenes, so, yeah. Alright, the dragon thing is dead and there's blood and bones poking out. Genesis certainly does what Nintendo don't. And her triumphs, says the narrator. She feels unspeakable despair to see the grotesque skeleton of Restiana lying at her feet. This was the only way to break the spell Hastur had cast on her and to protect mankind. Yeah, this is pretty dark, man. The wreckage of the building is turning red with the rays of the setting sun shining from the Hudson River. The battle is over. Wow. There you go. Yeah, cheating for the win. Thanks for believing in me, guys. There's old Zig with his anime hair. Of course, everyone seems to have anime hair syndrome right now. These certainly can't be the what are they called? Unretouched portraits? Weird. Oh, look at that manly chest. Whoa. Look at those giant eyes. Touching, says Tony. Great game. Yeah, it's a good game. It's got its strengths, but also its weaknesses. I think we've been able to see all those as we played. The world will suffer depression and will be taken over by wars and chaos within a year. How do you know this? I mean, it's true, but I'm not going to allow Hastur to destroy this beautiful plan which I've envisioned. Wait, what? Excuse me? What are you planning? I should mention the American release of Ernest Evans reframes the story and changes it completely so that it's now set like in the present or the future or something, and you're actually playing as a descendant of the original Ernest Evans. So that's kind of dumb, and just ignore that. It's actually the backstory for this game. Man, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't prepare well enough, I guess. I thought that the release order was the chronology, but no, it's completely off. Anyway, I think yeah, I just don't think this game does a great job of introducing the characters as they are. At least the secondary characters. Maybe the primary. Nah, it doesn't. But you know, I think we've identified the strengths of this game. It has some neat graphical effects for the time. It's got some interesting level design. Okay, you know, it's not a great game. I said that, but I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. And I've gotten a bit curious about the rest of the series, so hey, maybe I'll play some of them again on stream sometime. But as I said before, I have a theme this year. I'm sticking with it. That doesn't preclude one of the games, but we'll see. I have a lot of. I've spent a little while now, like gathering an enormous list of games and just gonna pick from them each week. Heck, why don't we play Annette Fukutami next time? Or not, I don't care. You'll find out next week because I haven't decided yet. But as for this stream, it's over. Thank you very much for joining me. I had a good time, and yeah, see you next time. Thank you, goodbye. Oh, there's Henry, which other actor?